Well, moving on with another new report for this week. Undaunted has gathered that Biya's military terrorists stationed and camping at Chris White Hotel Bamkikai, few meters away from the Bui Unity Warriors main barracks, might have been destroyed this morning.
Now, the story goes that at least the selective squad from Major General Matt Dog, Air Force of Tadu, and other Kumbo North warriors this morning, after being provoked by the colonial thugs, fired at least 3 rocket launchers, during which many BS terrorists are feared neutralized, an eyewitness still following the battle narrated. He says he did not say if there were any casualties on the side of the Unity Warriors, but he said this night will be the most devastating loss on the side of BS forces in Bui this year. Undaunted equally learned that as soon as the Unity Warriors left, BS military terrorists brought in backup from town and they started harassing civilians and arresting them, and that a taxi driver has been stopped and molested while his passengers forcefully taken away as well.
Well, and that serious gunshots have now left the Chris White building where the terrorists are camping to the St. Augustine College Junction. A quote I'm going to read now says, "We can't understand how passengers' cars and motorbikes will get to work a few minutes after the battle now that BS terrorists are bleeding. We know that the La République du Cameroon military vented anger on civilians is to stop the civilians from covering footages for their loss and casualties, but we await them for their inner circles." This is from an eyewitness that expressed all of this. While another says all launchers were on target and even the military that jumped out through the window met their doom, running towards St. Augustine's College as Unity Warriors, Intelligent Warriors, Air Forces, Omega 201, etc., were stationed all over and fired as they fled. This is from another witness.
Undaunted also learned the defeated Biya's military terrorists left Bamkikai Junction after shooting and arresting civilians and were moving towards Romajai, Kikai Kelaki, and Mbiv area, and that stray bullet from the military caught 2 civilians in Kian, about 2 to 3 kilometers away from the battle scene. Here, testimony from a victim. He goes on to say, "I guess the only people who suffered greatly were the inhabitants of Bamkikai and those traveling through the Bamkikai. We were rounded up by the military and forced to lie down, some on their bellies, the rest on their back, eyes facing the hot sun." The military, however, told the over 200 individuals that their mission is to protect the civilians from the people they described as thieves who have been robbing the people and kidnapping them for ransom. They suffered to convince the huge crowd to act like intelligence recruits and signals any suspicious move to them.
Well, the phones that were taken from everyone were given back to the owners as they were told to go and to be good citizens. It is interesting that the military guys were aware of the fact that this war shall be a prolonged one, as they warned that so long as the boys did not cease hostilities against the military, the civilians would also enjoy freedom. The military station in Bamkikai have warned that anyone seen around as from 6 p.m. will be considered an enemy and thus a target for gunfire. We're left with a sigh of relief, hoping that we shan't again be victims of circumstances. Anyway, we are at war, says a victim.